Hey, this is M from the 33 Secrets. I'm out here at downtown Disney tonight. Got a band playing, actually a lot of people out, and shooting this quick coaching video for you. And the topic for tonight's coaching video is the 2 biggest mistakes that guys make when trying to attract beautiful women. And we're going to talk about that in tonight's coaching video as we walk around downtown Disney. Got a cute singer actually. Check her out. Actually looks pretty cute. We are talking about the 2 biggest mistakes that guys make when trying to attract beautiful women. Alright, let's talk about the first one. The number 1 biggest mistake that guys make, whether they're approaching them or dating them, the number 1 biggest mistake that guys make they are way too serious. Meaning, they take themselves way too seriously. Okay, so whenever you see a guy approach a beautiful woman, 99% of the time, if he has not yet learned this stuff, he is taking himself way too seriously. Right? And you might be doing this too. I used to do this a lot too when I first got started. Took myself way too seriously. You know, I had to make sure all my clothes were perfect, my hair was perfect. You have to understand, when you're approaching a beautiful girl or approaching anybody, it should be something that is fun, something that is enjoyable, something that you're having a good time at, right? Like we're over here at downtown Disney tonight. Everybody's out here just having a good time. A lot of people are on vacation. A lot of people aren't from LA. So imagine all these people coming out here and taking themselves too seriously. You know, trying to get in fights with people. No, this is not the place or time for that, right? You don't come to Disneyland to look for fights and do your taxes or go through your insurance papers. You don't come here for that. You come here for fun. And it's the same thing when it comes to approaching beautiful women. You don't go out there doing pickup and doing game to take yourself too seriously, to not have a good time, to not enjoy yourself, to not be self-amused. You go and do these approaches because they're fun, they're enjoyable, and they're hilarious. Even the rejections are funny. But a lot of guys who take themselves too seriously, even when the girl rejects them, I mean, they are crushed about it. They tend to revisit that rejection in their head over and over. They reanalyze every little thing the girl said for why they got rejected, which is good if you're trying to learn, but for them it's more or less an ego bruise. Like, yeah, what was wrong with me? Why? How could she not like me? What was she talking about when she said she didn't like my shirt? So that's the number 1 biggest mistake, is taking yourself too seriously. You cannot take yourself too seriously when you are out there approaching beautiful women. You just can't. Even when you're dating them, you shouldn't really take yourselves too seriously. Yeah, there are going to be times where you're going to have to be serious together about certain issues. You guys have issues in your relationship. Yeah, there's time and place for that as well. But most of the time, you should not be taking yourself too seriously. You know, it kills the fun of game. It definitely kills attraction. It kills momentum. And it tends to put you inside your head. Because when you take yourself too seriously, you tend to go inside your head a lot. You know, and I'm walking around here, downtown Disney, there's people everywhere. I don't know what people are doing behind me. Who knows? People like probably making faces behind me. They're like, why is this guy shooting out here at this time by himself? That's weird, you know. Do I care? No, absolutely not. They're entitled to their opinion. And the reason I don't care, and the reason why it doesn't bother me, is because I don't take myself too seriously. But when it comes to guys who do take themselves too seriously, the first thing that goes through their mind when somebody messes with them or somebody picks on them is they want to start a fight, right? They want to get violent because they don't like the thought of their self-image being messed with. Okay, the number 2 biggest mistake that guys make when approaching beautiful women is they are way too logical, okay? And you might have caught yourself doing this at times when you've done your approaches, is you're just way too logical. The thing you have to understand about beautiful women, and women period, is the fact that they are emotional creatures and logic just doesn't work on them. If anything, the only thing that logic is going to do is it's going to kill her attraction for you, okay? Because when she's talking to a guy who is way too logical, What that correlates in her head is this guy takes himself way too seriously, because guys who are logical tend to take themselves way too seriously. You know, I get a lot of software engineers who are students of mine. You know, these guys are very logical, and a lot of times because their jobs are serious, they tend to take themselves seriously. But again, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to take yourself seriously. You know, if you're at your job, then yeah, take yourself serious. But if you're out there approaching beautiful women, guess what? You're not at work, okay? You're out having fun. It's like these people out here that are down here at downtown Disney, they're not at work. They're just here to have fun. So just like when you're approaching girls, you should be doing the same thing. You should just be out to have fun. Imagine walking up to any of these random people that are out here tonight and start talking to them about taxes or insurance or politics, right? They're not going to want to hear it because they're here to have fun. They're not here to talk about anything serious, and they're not here to be reminded of anything serious, okay? And it's no different when you're out there approaching beautiful women. They're not there to have a logical conversation with you, okay? They're there to have fun. And I even call girls out when I'm in venues and I'm in bars and the girl starts getting serious on me, right? And you know, it tends to happen when you approach random strangers. I mean, you don't know who's going to be nice and who's not, you know. So sometimes every once in a while, even, you know, out in Hollywood, I'll get the random feminist who will try to shame me for approaching her. And at that point, when I'm hearing her talk and she starts getting logical, I'll be like, why are we talking about this? Why are you talking about this here? This is a bar, okay? If you don't want to get approached, if you don't want to get picked up, why are you even here? You know, of course, they'll hit you with like, well, I should be able to go to a bar and I should be able to do what I want and not have to worry about being approached. And it's like, hey, I should be able to go to a restaurant and just sit there and not have to order food. But guess what? That's just not the way it is. It's not reasonable. It's just not reality. Okay, it's not realistic. And one of the key ingredients for actually getting a girl attracted to you, especially a beautiful girl, is being able to elevate her emotions, okay? Being able to pump her emotions up with adrenaline, being able to pump up her emotions. Okay, it's one of the key ingredients of being able to attract her successfully. So how are you supposed to pump up her emotions when you are taking yourself too seriously, when you're being too logical? Okay, you can't. You know, say you're a comedian, right? And you're on stage, you're telling jokes. You know, your job is to pump up the audience's emotions, get them laughing, get them crying, get them happy, get them sad. And you can't do that if you're up there taking yourself too seriously or being too logical, okay? It just doesn't work, okay? And you have to understand, pickup is an emotional art form, okay? It's an emotional art form, not a logical one. And when it comes to beautiful women, when it comes to females, obviously, they're emotional creatures, okay? We as guys, we're the ones who are logical. Females are emotional creatures. It's almost like, and I'm going to make a really horrible comparison, it's almost like trying to be serious and logical with a kid. Not necessarily comparing kids to grown adult women, but because they're emotional creatures, you're kind of dealing with the same psychology, where logic is not going to be effective. Okay, being serious is not going to be effective. You know what will be effective is being funny, being gregarious, being playful, teasing her, spinning her around, you know, being physical, smiling, laughing. That's what's going to intrigue her and attract her to you. Not being serious, not being logical. Okay, not talking about anything that is mundane or boring that you might find interesting, but she won't. So that's really all I have to say for tonight's coaching video. But those are my two biggest mistakes that guys make when they are approaching beautiful women. Is number one, they take themselves way too seriously. And number two, they are way too logical. So that's it for tonight's coaching video. This is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out from downtown Disney here in Disneyland. But there goes the Disneyland Hotel behind me. You can see back there, right in front of the ESPN zone here. So, until next time, I will see you in my next coaching video. You've got perfect lighting. It looks good from down here. You've got a great voice, by the way. Yes.
I'm not with like one band, like I was looking for fun full time.
How long have you been singing for?
Like all my life. My dad's a musician, so I kind of grew up in a musical family. Yeah, I do pat that into our step part. Fleetwood Mac.
You got a really like powerful voice and you have good energy. I live in LA, so I'm like always like checking out bands.
Are you on Facebook?
I am on Facebook.
It's just a friend request. What's your name?
Matt, M-A-T-T.
Matt.
C-R-O-S-S, Matt Cross. You might find it at Matt Cross Official. There we go.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found one of my posts, but yeah, that's my Facebook.
Is that you?
Yeah,
We're
that's
fluid
it.
in motion, and we hope you guys are having a good time down here at Disney.
I'll accept it. Yeah, it was good meeting you. I'm going to take off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good meeting you, too.
Yeah.
We'll have to, respond. You're on Facebook. It doesn't sound like you're on Facebook right now. Or are you? Because you asked about Instagram.